So, where did 2023 go? It's 2024, and the time clock keeps marching on, just like the drums going on in the background where I'm filming this in a lounge in a Calgary airport. So, how are you going to get those tough and tender conversations started in 2024? First of all, what is your personal motivation for transitioning the farm? What's the most important thing for you to talk about with the other generations? And what's keeping you up at night? And what do you truly want your life to look like on the farm as you step back without stepping away? Because we all know that you're never going to retire if you're the founder. You're just going to change your roles and responsibilities. But the problem is that your spouse probably wants something different. And that's where the disconnect or the expectations are misaligned. Where is it said that it isn't her turn for your spouse to get what she needs or wants? So those are some questions and some conversations you're going to need to have as a couple. What is the timeline? When do you want to step back without stepping away? And what do you not want? And most farm founders that I speak with, what they don't want is they don't want failure of 40 years of building up a really good farm business to see it go to rack and ruin. But is that really the story you're telling yourself? Because many farm men and women do not understand that they have had a successor in place for maybe 10 or 11 years, proving themselves that they will be good managers. So what's the timeline for the transition of labor, then transition of management, and the transition of ownership? And it doesn't have to be an all or nothing event. It can take place in stages, but it has to take place. I am still getting texts and emails. Elaine, my father just died unexpectedly. Elaine, my brother and I are in chaos. We're not getting along because it's not working out as planned. Well, the reasons it's not working out as planned is because there never was a plan. So what you want to start doing in 2024 to have these tender and tough conversations is to prepare yourself, but know what you want first. And what you can do to impact the outcome to be much more successful is to keep on the journey. Keep meeting together, keep unfolding and unpacking the transition journey. And be curious about why there's pushback. And I often talk about the head, the heart, and the gut being resistance, is that people don't understand shareholder loans or agreements. People don't like the way it feels, the fact that they may have to move out of the main yard so that people can be closer to the action. And people also don't like sometimes the fact that it just doesn't feel good. And then there's the trust issue. In your gut, intuitively, you're wondering, how can I trust these other people to do as well as I've done? Well, trust is built by being responsible and reliable, and by talking about what you are truly afraid of. So you can't worry about opening up conflict, because actually conflict is not a bad thing. Unresolved conflict is a bad thing, but being curious about what people want and stepping into their shoes and putting yourself into their perspectives can be really, really helpful. So think about if the pushback is coming from the head, the heart, or the gut, and talk about what conflict means to you in terms of sharing your true feelings and asking what the other person needs. And a lot of farm women and women in agriculture and farm women who lead farms, they're looking for family harmony as well as a good business bottom line. Do you have the capacity to tell your family what feels good in the decision-making processes that you're doing, and what doesn't feel good? Are you feeling rushed? Well, then tell them what timelines you need and what works for you. So trust is something that is important for you to build. Also, to be very clear that your discussions are confidential and what confidentiality actually really means to you. And also talking about what you're afraid of. It's okay, and it's actually really, really helpful to be more expressive in what is working and what is not working. And what do you want your parents to do to strengthen the level of trust in your family? And what are you prepared to do to strengthen the level of trust? You know, farmers work really hard to be appreciated, and they want to be respected and heard. So identify the weaknesses in your current approach and consider also writing a letter to organize your thoughts. I wish you a really, really good year ahead. And I want you to understand this is not Roundup. This is not check, and 10 days you're done. It's an ongoing journey, but you're going to be highly rewarded for getting your thoughts in line and for making an approach, for putting yourself and gaining and putting yourself in the other person's perspective, and then actually doing the work of having those tough and tender conversations. And I've been a little bit quiet with you here because I'm in a place that's not totally private, which isn't an ideal place to shoot a video or to have a conversation. But we've got to get this work done, and we've got to keep moving. So I'm Elaine Fraze, Farm Family Coach, encouraging you to embrace positive conflict behavior, converse with each other, share perspective, and get her done, because you're on a journey and it's going to be good. Just take the next step. See you next time.